Hi, here's a quick 2-minute review of the week that went past in the stock market and the coming week. So the week went past was a very flattish week. Nifty was down by a little under 1%. The mid cap index was flat, but the small cap index showed some sell off with the small cap 100 and the small cap 250 correcting almost by 1.7 to 1.6%. So what caused this? The usual thing, the FIS selling of about 1600 crores during the week, and DIS continued with 16,000 crores of buyback. So what caused this kind of a sectoral rotation? Well, despite the fact that the earnings season has been better than expected, we are seeing that the continuous FIS selling is preventing the market from reaching new highs. So what can we look forward in the week ahead? For the week ahead, there are three triggers that I would say we need to track. The first is that there's a macro data, it's the PI inflation probably coming out on 12th and the WPI inflation on Thursday or Friday. So these will probably decide the direction in terms of whether RBI rate cut can be expected and what's the expected impact in terms of the rural demand and the nominal GDP growth. That's the first trigger. The second trigger is that corporate earnings this week. Almost 2,500 more companies are due. This is probably the final week of the corporate earnings, and including 8 large companies in the Nifty are expected to report, and a lot of them are in the public sector as well as in key heavyweight sectors. So I think that that will give a direction to this week in terms of earnings. The third big trigger, and which is that Goldman Sachs, which was one of those institutional international brokers who had put a sell on India in October 2024, and which coincided with the start of the heavy FIS selling from September, October last year, right, has now turned positive and made India an overweight. So this is an advisory. Obviously, Goldman Sachs itself is not an FII, but a lot of FIIs depend on advisories from firms like Goldman Sachs. And based on this change in the outlook, well, will FIS come back? Well, one trigger there is that on Friday, we saw FIS come in with 4,500 crores of buying. And most notably, these were in cyclical sectors and where the growth factors were considered. So is this one day buying by the FIIs a one-off, or is it going to sustain through this week is the key to watch for. And if that's the case, then Nifty can very well touch new highs. And as per Goldman Sachs, their optimistic outlook is for a 29,000 Nifty by end of 2026, indicating a 14% growth from the current levels. So on that note, I think that there's lots to look forward to this week. Look forward to meeting again next week. All the best.